Happy Monday, everybody.
I want to say Tuesday. I don't feel like Monday.
Well, it's technically Tuesday in the UK.
Not only in the UK.
In Europe. Overseas.
Australia.
Yes.
Hawaii.
No.
Yeah?
No.
Yeah, it's 3 hours behind.
So how is it Tuesday?
Well, the way it works is it's kind of like our followers. You know, Joe?
Maybe.
They balance each other out.
I love to hear the explanation on this one.
Happy Martin Luther King's birthday.
Yeah.
As you guys know, today a lot of schools were off, and it is technically a national holiday, right?
Well, yeah.
So happy birthday to Martin Luther King, a man of many, many words. I mean, the guy revolutionized and obviously changed the trajectory of the United States, where the civil rights movement gave not only black people, but brown people, yellow people, all people freedom.
I thought George Floyd revolutionized the United States.
He actually took it backwards.
Oh.
Yeah, he took it backwards. Martin Luther King was actually rolling in his grave when they actually put up a mural of George Floyd up.
But you know, he was an infidel too, right?
Who was an infidel? Martin Luther King?
Yeah.
Please
A lot of
elaborate.
mistresses and stuff.
How many?
I mean, there's different, quotes out there, numbers, but just,
I mean,
since we will be discussing some things related to.
yeah, I mean, at that point, he was a man of God, quote unquote. But
So did he have a conscience?
probably not.
Because that's my definition.
That is your definition.
God,
yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, so.
But we've discussed this as well. And
We've never discussed it on air, though.
as far as God and conscience,
What we discussed a couple. What? Yeah.
you want to fix your mic there?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I know. It has all to do with what you believe in at this point. I mean, at this point, do you believe in God?
I never said I don't believe in God.
That's not what I asked you, though.
But have I ever said I don't believe
No.
in God? Okay. So why would you ask me now?
Well, I'm asking you now.
You know the answer. I've never said I don't believe
All right.
in God. All I've said was God is your conscience.
So, do you believe that Christ is God?
Amen. Christ is God. Jesus is God. I don't think that matters. What matters is if we.
No, well, it does matter because he came down to earth and died for our sins. That's the difference between what you're saying. Because what you're implying is you don't believe that Christ is God.
What I'm saying is your conscience is God.
Yes.
That's how you connect to God. Not through a book, not through anything else, but through your conscience.
Yeah, you could say that as well.
Not through church, not through buildings, or not through priests or pastors or archbishops, which we have to get, okay to even discuss this, right? Yeah.
Can't discuss it without the okay from the archbishop.
Big ol' Archie.
Yeah, no. As far as I know what you mean. As far as church is concerned, as well, a lot of people say, "Oh, you have to go to church every Sunday to be a good Christian." But a church is a group of people collectively preaching and following God's word.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with, again, Bible studies or whatnot, because it reminds you the difference between right and wrong, which is, the angel and the devil we all have sitting on our shoulders. But that's essentially what our conscience is for. But then it's easy to forego your conscience and do
So what do you say to those people that have done terrible, terrible things in life and then they say they found God? Did they find their conscience?
It's not that they found their conscience. They started paying attention to it and not overriding it. Because I asked you last time, I said, tell me one thing that's in the Bible, or that, let's say, Bible studies or in the 10 Commandments or wherever you want to look at, that you already don't know, like the difference between A and B.
No, I know. It's the rights and the wrongs.
It's just a matter of whether we choose to follow it or not. And most people choose, all of us, there are times that we choose not to follow it because that decision feels better at the moment. And we know that may not be the right decision, but we do it anyways because we're not perfect human beings. Nobody is. So
Well, multiple covenants were given to the chosen people and they were broken. So that tells you a lot about how certain people follow the Bible.
Who are the chosen people?
I don't know. It's a group of people that were the son of Abraham and they divided into a bunch of tribes. And
Were they not the chosen people before they became who they are today?
were they not the chosen people before who they
Meaning
became?
the new version of them is not the chosen people. The old version was, no?
That's the argument. The argument is the children of Isaac or the children of Abraham are not the same people as modern day Israel or Jews.
Somehow we always circle around and then Joe gets the climax over there.
I was waiting for it.
Joe's like salivating over there.
The Jews.
I sure could say something now.
We don't-
I'm a meme.
Oh,
That meme.
seriously. So, again, happy birthday to Martin Luther King. You know what I was about to say as well? I was going to say, he was a Zionist, right?
Yeah.
Was he?
He was, bro.
Really?
He believed in the state, that is the Jews were God's chosen people, and Israel is the Holy Land, and all that.
So now we have to question it. Was he really assassinated?
Well, see, here's the thing. Malcolm X was also assassinated as well. But look, Malcolm X and Martin Luther King both kind of had the same message to the people as far as having equal rights and, the black people or brown people, whatever you want to call them, to not be oppressed.
Except one wasn't kissing Israel's ass.
Yeah, that was a difference. One was
Which one has kissed the wall? Or that was not a thing back
Martin
then?
Luther King.
Has he?
Apparently he has.
He has kissed the wall?
They've said he has. Again, I'm not just allegedly. I don't know.
Oh.
Again, we're talking about a dead man, so I don't want to kind of make any sort of allegations. But see, Malcolm X was the Islamic version of Martin Luther King, basically.
Yeah.
But I mean, they both got assassinated. Just Malcolm X was assassinated by his own people, and Martin Luther King was assassinated by the FBI or CIA.
Same difference.
Same difference, yeah. I mean, he probably said something that he wasn't supposed to say. And they took him out.
Don't they all?
Yeah. I mean, assassinations were pretty popular back then. I mean, you had RFK Senior, JFK, MLK. I think anybody with 3 acronyms in their...
Yeah.
You want to adjust the pillow for you? Or no, Armand?
It's not good?
No, it's fine. I'm just saying if you're
I like
comfortable.
it. I feel cozy.
You like hugging the pillow?
It's like his teddy bear.
I feel cozy and safe. I'm in my safe space.
Oh, geez. So, as you guys know, we had a bunch of questions that we kind of didn't get to last week for the Wacky Wednesday. We want to go over those, but is there anything that we wanted to kind of go over prior to
Jake Long, maybe. Jake Long.
Do we want to do Jake Long, or do we want to do the TikTok video thing that went out? Do we not want to bring that up at all?
I mean, no, it's fine because those are important things that should be talked about.
Okay, so
But I wouldn't make a whole episode out of it.
No, obviously not a whole episode, but it has a lot to do with making sure you monitor what your kids are doing online. So, here's what's going on. So, TikTok is basically being sued by 6 different families for a trend that's been going around where these kids hold their breath or choke each other out until they get some sort of euphoric high or get lightheaded enough where they pass out. And 6 children have passed away from it.
Mm-hmm.
And this trend has been constantly being pushed on TikTok as a challenge. Again, I don't know exactly what the hell the challenge is called, but
Is it that stupid with the hands?
with the hands around the neck.
Bro, that was around from our time.
Exactly.
even.
So I kind of did some research on it. I was like, all right, this stupidity was around a while ago during Vine.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know what Vine is, Vine was another form of social media that kind of died out once Instagram implemented videos into their platform. So these kids unfortunately passed away. They were doing these stupid challenges while the parents were not home or where the parents weren't supervising them. And the ages of these kids were ranging anywhere from 11 to 17.
which is kind of a it's almost a prime age for kids, because the number 2 cause of death for kids that age is suicide. First is accidents, number 2 is suicide, and then third is unfortunately cancer.
Yeah. So this is kind of a message to the parents out there to make sure you monitor what your kids are doing online. We've never been a fan of TikTok, to be honest with you, and the crap that's been pushed on TikTok as far as the algorithms is concerned, it's a lot of stupid shit. Because what you see, the algorithms overseas in China, when originally it was owned by China, it was completely different. There was a lot of math, science, engineering things, architectural things. It was stuff that you would actually learn from it. Whereas in America, it was more of like stupid dances and challenges like this, where now, unfortunately, the life of 6 children has been taken due to a unnecessary challenge.
Look, but I mean, you could set up your kids' iPads or phones, put as many restrictions as you'd like, where you can select only specific apps they can go on, specific websites they can go on. I mean, there's a lot of restrictions and kind of privileges that you have as a parent if you utilize technology properly. So, but that's not to say they still won't go to school or hear it from somewhere else and decide to do something stupid like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's a double-edged sword, because it's like you want to take it away from your kids, but at the same time you want them to kind of at least experience some sort of social media and talk to their friends and all that stuff. But it's like, where do you draw the line at that point?
Well, I don't think in these cases this was not suicide. This was all accidental deaths.
Because, it was.
Yeah, they were following stupidity. Versus suicide is obviously different. It's a choice they make because they're either being bullied in school or by their parents or by a relative. They're being, sexually abused or somehow abused. So that's a different cause. But as far as these incidents are concerned, it's more of a following a stupid trend, which is difficult to control because as your kids are going to school, they're exposed to a lot of things. So it just goes back to, I think, what we've discussed over the past few years is having that open communication with your kids, understanding who their friends are, what type of discussions they're having.
Sorry, I was just looking at the comments.
What happened, Joe?
No, nothing.
Well, pull it up. Let's see what it says. What does it say?
No. Yeah. I'm on my 3rd shot of tequila.
That's our friend.
That's our friend.
Cheers, Armand.
Cheers, buddy. Cheers.
Sorry, go ahead.
He lost his train of thought.
What was that? Yeah, I was. So yeah, it boils down to, again, open communication, and because it's very easy for a kid to try something that they don't know could potentially be life-threatening.
Are we cutting the oxygen to your brain, not knowing that?
Yeah, because maybe they thought, oh, we're just going to pass out, and it takes us into this euphoria, not knowing that. I mean, look, in jiu-jitsu, if somebody does a rear naked choke on you, if you don't tap out, you're going to pass out, right? You're not going to die from it. Nobody's ever died from a rear naked choke.
Unless it's held for a fairly long time.
Well, you'd have to intentionally hold it long enough for the individual's heart to stop.
Yeah, of course.
I mean,
or not only their heart stop, but blood to not rush to their brain. And
yes, that takes time and negligence and intentional
call it 2 minutes,
homicide.
2 or 3 minutes, maybe.
Yeah. But in this case, they probably
2 or 3 minutes, maybe.
No, what I'm saying is the effort it takes for you to hold somebody with that pressure takes a lot of effort. Versus, let's say, putting a rope on somebody's neck and just pulling at it. It's a lot easier than doing a rear naked choke.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at this point, our thoughts and prayers go out to the entire families that are involved in this. Will they get compensation from TikTok from this? I highly doubt it. It's not TikTok's responsibility to, I don't know, monitor the algorithms or whatever it is. I mean, you'd have to really try to prove that in court. at this point, it's going to be attorneys are going to get rich. There's going to be a lot of attorneys making a lot of money.
In that case, then you could potentially be like, well, I was on social media. I saw a picture of this girl. I hit her up and then ended up cheating on my wife. And now my wife left me, took half of what I own. I'm going to sue Instagram for my infidelity.
Yeah. And again, does TikTok have age restriction? Should an 11-year-old be on TikTok? A 12-year-old be on TikTok? There's that as well.
I don't know if they have an age restriction. I know most things that you sign up kids into, they ask for an age range. And when you put it the age range, there's already default parameters like restrictions. And then as a parent, you could edit those. I don't know about TikTok. I've never.
Yeah, I wonder how many of those 13, 14, 15-year-olds are putting that they're 13, 14, 15 years old.
Maybe it's, again, who's setting it up or what they ask for.
Setting up on TikTok is very equivalent to voter ID. It's practically non-existent.
I think TikTok has more barriers than voting.
Possibly. I mean, TikTok will actually verify some information prior to you creating an account rather than voter ID.
Yeah, exactly. I think they should. Look, I mean, see, this is the thing. It's like we want our identity, we want privacy. But at the same time, that app, what's it called? The ID something, where most government websites, you go on, you log in.
Real ID or
is not
Real ID or the other one?
It's something ID, where even when you sign up for it, you have to send a picture of your driver's license. Then they actually get it.
It's like a verification.
Yeah,
basically.
they get a screenshot of or an actual live image of your face.
Yeah, I know. Like what's it called?
Clear.
IRS has that.
Coinbase has it. Crypto has it. All these crypto sites have it.
So, I mean, maybe something like that should be implemented. But then there's a lot of people who are like, well, I don't want my identity, TikTok, to know who I am because I just want to post whatever I want.
Yeah, but then they'll send dick pics to random people. I don't want my identity. Oh, this chick looks hot. Let me send her a dick pic. Too much? We're 8 minutes in. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
YouTube's not going to ban
17
it.
minutes. 8 minutes.
17.
More than 8 minutes. Yeah, there we go. So we're okay. We're okay.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
So where do we go from here?
Well, from here we go basically monitor what your kids are doing online. Make sure you watch over all their crap. In my opinion, again, whatever you guys want to chime in on this as well, I don't think a child should be on any sort of social media until they're at least, I'd say 16, 17 years old.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think they should be.
I agree too. And even 16, I think is too early, honestly.
If they're old enough to, get a driver's license, I think, they could probably handle social media.
But again, it's more or less of having conversations with your kids to make sure you instill the right morals, the right values, and right principles. For your child to be able to have the same mindset as you and the same morals and values as you, or if they see something stupid online, they'll feel comfortable to come up to you and be like, hey, my mom, hey, dad, look at what's going on. This is so ridiculous. And then you could have that open dialogue with your kid to, I don't want to say laugh at the situation, but to kind of understand that whatever these kids are doing online, these trends or challenges are stupid. You're better than that.
Yeah, but also, sorry, the reason why I say even 16 is a little too early is not because of a place of fear, but instead, like 16 is, I mean, if I could limit the amount of poison she's being fed, earlier, better, because I find it as poison, bottom line.
Well, it depends on your algorithm.
I don't know.
But see, the thing is, you have to, there comes a certain age where if you limit certain things that you're constantly using, then it's kind of somewhat hypocritical, no?
Well, delay it as much as possible is my point, not necessarily cancel it altogether.
Transparency. That's the most important factor.
Absolutely.
Anyways, so from there, we kind of want to jump into this Jake Lang story. You guys know who Jake Lang is, right?
No, who's Jake Lang?
All right. So Jake Lang is this. Look, he's a very, very interesting individual. He's this Christian, I guess, activist who has been going around all over these different cities talking about America first. He's, at this point, he's very, very racist as well. And I mean, he's not even like far right. I mean, he's completely off the pendulum at this point. He basically drops the N-word when it comes to black people. And there's zero filter with this guy. And what he's done is he went out to Minnesota during these protests and wearing a full Kevlar, I guess you would say bulletproof vest, was live streaming and was going out there telling black people to basically go back to the Somalians to go back to their country. ICE is coming. You guys are doomed. You basically get the fuck out of our country. Blah, 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 blah. White power, saluting the Nazis, like the whole Nazi salute, all this stuff. And this was the opposite of what he was supposed to be doing, because instead of him going out there and peacefully protesting, he was agitating people. And he got the fuck around and find out.
Because he was at the January 6th protest, Capitol, quote unquote, insurrection as well. And President Trump pardoned him in January last year.
Did he?
Yeah. Well, not him individually, as he's part of that group.
Yeah, the group.
He was part of that group that was pardoned.
But here's the thing: after doing some research on this guy, he's not Christian. He's actually Jewish.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, he's.
I could have told you that.
Yeah, he's Jewish, and he's going around telling people that he's a Christian and to follow the Bible, and the Quran is garbage. We're gonna burn the Quran. It's like, okay. Long behold, he's actually been to Israel. He's kissed the wall. He's wore a yarmulke, and he's not who he says he is. Basically, who this guy is he's an agitator who is Jewish, creating division between Christians and Muslims, and at this point, creating division amongst Americans.
I have video of it if you'd like.
Oh, did you download it?
Of course. Here it is.
Can we see it?
Of course.
Minneapolis City Hall will be burning Qurans, standing up against the Somali invasion of Minneapolis, the immediate deportation of Ilhan Omar, and the arrest of the scammer Tim Walz. Come join us 1 p.m. here.
All right, see, his message is not wrong. His message is not wrong. We want Ilya Omar gone. We want Tim Walz gone. But the way he delivered his protest or his, I guess his message was wrong. That's what it was.
How else would he get attention?
Well, that's what he got. He got what I was having an argument with somebody online. We were going back and forth. I said, look, him getting the crap beaten out of him was not justifiable. It shouldn't have happened. Like, no person needs to get their ass beat that way. I mean, you slap him once or twice and be like, hey, you know what, get the fuck out of here. But he had a gash in the back of his head. They beat the crap out of him, threw a bunch of stuff at him. He was standing at a window. Well, listen, wait. He was standing at like this window or door or whatever, and was chanting at these people while they were throwing shit at him. This was what he wanted. He wanted this, and he got what he wanted. And he's going to get more attention. He's going to blow up even bigger than what he was. Again, I don't know how big he was prior to this whole Minnesota protest, but now he's going to get even bigger because of what happened to him. But it was unnecessary.
He's a Jewish agitator.
Yes.
He's a plant.
Yes.
It's very simple. Look at this. Let me show you something.
On the right?
Of course.
He's doing that Teflon thing, whatever it is, right?
All he's doing is trying to divide. That's it. He's just trying to divide the people.
So those are the people that we need to avoid, because
exactly
he's basically a fake Christian, trying to. He's rocking the boat. He's not trying to rock the boat.
Exactly.
He is rocking the boat.
He's just causing division.
Yeah.
So you look over here, you know.
So what's happening now in Minnesota is there's a bunch of people out there who are looking at this Jake Lang guy and going, you know what, these damn Christians, these damn people who are so-called people of God and they believe in the Bible. It's all BS. Look at what kind of people they are. No, they're not. That's not who Christians are. That guy is basically an agitator going out there trying to rock the boat. Well, like I said, he is rocking the boat.
Mm-hmm. But he's getting eyeballs. I mean, remember a few weeks ago that jeweler in New York, Trax?
Yeah, Max
Trax or what?
Well, it's
business is called Trax.
Yeah, it's
Trax New York City.
Yeah, Trax NYC. His name is Max.
Yeah. How much attention did he get?
Oh, he got a lot of attention.
Like tens and tens, if not hundreds of millions of views.
Yes, but his was different. His was not a political. It had nothing to do with a state, a city. It was a business transaction that had gone sour. What had happened is a company had sold jewelry to a client of his, used his name, sold him lower quality gold and diamonds, and upcharged him and used his name.
Have you had a similar incident in your line of work where you found out about something about a home that was not disclosed, or maybe something related to commission or insurance, or I don't know, anything? I'm sure it's happened. You've done enough transactions.
Yeah. We actually had one recently.
Why didn't you make a big scene out of it like Max did and get tens of millions of views?
Well, with Max, it was more of he went after the money and said, I want to get paid. They said no. Has nothing to do with us. And he went back over and over and over to the point where he realized, no, I think the only way I'm going to get my money back is to create a scene. And again, he's
going to make millions of dollars. He doesn't care about that 22 grand.
Well, he's going to get eyeballs on himself now.
I mean, according to him, he was already doing 40 million a year. This is going to completely, skyrocket him.
Yeah. And again, it was worth getting spit on in the face.
Of course. My point is, these are all, I think it's marketing tactics, because at this point, what do you need to do to get a view? To get viewership is you need to do something extreme.
Confrontation.
Anything. So this guy's intention, that may be his objective, is he thinks about it. Where can I go? How can I agitate people? Religious. Let's start with religion, and that usually gets people going because more people have been killed due to religion than anything else. So let's start with that. And he gets millions of views. Maybe once in a while gets his ass whooped and pushes his agenda.
But see, with Max, 3 people got arrested. A father and 2 sons got arrested.
And what's going to happen to them?
I don't know.
Nothing. They'll pay a fine or something and then back to work.
Yeah, but I mean, now you have again, there was assault. He spit on Max.
That guy may not have had the intention to market himself, obviously. But
clearly he didn't.
Max did.
I think when the spit hit Max's face, to his marketing team, it was basically cha-ching.
Max could have handled it differently too.
Could have,
but he knew this was going to get him. This was going to make him famous.
Yeah. And again, you saw a bunch of his friends come by and say, "Hey, Max, calm down." And in fact, one of his friends, I believe his name was Moses, he was overseas or he was on vacation somewhere where he jumped on, I guess you would say, the train as well, where he was like, "Hey, you know what? When I come back to New York, we're gonna mess some stuff up." Where it was like, "All right, so it's like a TV show."
Yeah.
That's why we say, this stuff right here.
They capitalized on it.
Yeah, just because it's on your phone doesn't mean it's real.
They're not idiots like us. We sit here and we just have, generic. We never get into fights together. We don't
spit in each other's faces. We just spit in each other's coffee. Just in the coffee. No?
I don't know about spitting in the coffee, but we do order special coffees for one another.
Oh, God, I'll never forget that one, man. Like that was the most disgusting drink I've ever drank in my life. I mean, I thought, what was it that you ordered?
I don't know. Every cappuccino name you can think of, I just said add some syrup.
And the worst part was Matt actually he actually ordered the drink and brought it over.
Yeah, he did.
I remember you called it camel semen. Anyways, all right. We're gonna jump into Wacky Wednesday. We're gonna get to at least 4 of them, huh? But prior to going into Wacky Wednesday, let's do the sponsors very quickly. So shout out to our sponsors. Are you looking for a place to kick back and celebrate? Well, the Glenarden Club has got you covered. Upstairs, you got a private lounge with a cigar room. Downstairs, you got the Moose Den, where you can have cocktails and private events. Hey, are you even hungry? They got an outside pizzeria serving one of the best pizzas in town. If you're interested in becoming a member with the Glenarden Club or booking an event, contact the WiseNuts. We'll connect you to the boys at the Glenarden, and you could become a member here or host your next gathering. Son of a...
What the hell was that, bro?
You okay?
Yeah, man. Oh, Megeredchian Law. We should call Alex.
If you've been injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or work injury, reach out to Megeredchian Law today.
At Megeredchian Law, we maximize your compensation, you get constant client communication, and we win when it matters most.
If you've been injured in a car accident, trip and fall, nerve, muscle, joint, any sort of pain at all, hit up Dr. Rafi. He'll take care of everything from A to Z. What's the number at?
818-407-0007.
And tell him the WiseNuts sent you.
Well, congrats to Indiana for beating Miami.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
I mean, they were expected to win. No?
Of course they were, bro. Number 1 ranked against number 10.
No.
But they at least put on a show.
It was a close game. Was it 27-24?
They put on a show.
Yeah.
They put on a show. Congratulations to Indiana. All right, Wacky Wednesday, guys. We're going to get to some of the questions or some of the stories. And then, again, all of these are anonymous. As you guys know, every Wednesday we post up the Wacky Wednesday. We put out a theme. And we ask people to give a story as to what they're going through. So you guys can relate to it as well and see that, you know what? Maybe I'm not the only one going through a scenario like this. I mean, again, some of these stories are crazy and some of them are over the top. But look, the beauty of all this is it's all anonymous. Nobody knows who's writing it, well, except for us.
I don't even know because.
Well, yeah, you don't even know.
You check it.
Well, yeah, I mean, we black out we redact everything, just like the Epstein files. So let's pull up. Let's at least do 4 today before we call it a show. So
sounds good.
Let's
before we call it a show.
Well, yeah,
you're 30 minutes into it. You're already hinting.
Are we 30 minutes? Yeah, we are 30 minutes into it.
Calling it a show.
Watch this go for like 2 hours now. Just saying.
Once we get into these.
Oh yeah. Once we get into them.
Okay.
Joe, can you pull just
one of them random?
Literally go random.
All right. There we go. Good mom. Let me enlarge it.
All right. Try to be a good mom, wife, sister, daughter, employee while feeling guilty that I may be
slacking
off in all departments. All right.
I don't know.
See, with something like this, is it bad for me to say you need to seek a therapist?
That quick, huh?
Yeah.
No input?
This person obviously has some confidence issues. There's no... They're not getting the gratification that they deserve if they are doing what they say they're doing for the family, for the wife, for the sisters, for everybody. And there's no... What's the word I'm looking for? Validation?
I think.
Are they getting validation?
Do you get validation?
Yes.
Your brothers validate you?
Yes.
Wow.
if I do some, if we do something and it was, let me give you an example. We're doing barbecue, for example, right? The simplest thing. Fire's lit, put the meat on the grill, we cook it up, take it off the skewers, give a cheers, bite into the barbecue. Just a simple, oh my God, Arn, you did an amazing job. Cooked perfectly. Is that not validation?
I don't think that's what she's missing, though. What she's missing is she doesn't think she's doing that enough. She's not barbecuing enough for her sisters. Or
Well, are people giving her validation, though? That's the thing.
What you just said, you're not being validated as far as you're doing enough. Like as far as like, okay, you're barbecuing for us once a month. That's enough. That's not the validation you're getting. You're just getting validation as far as thanks for having us. You know, the barbecue was great, right? Which is usually the first Glenouaks most Armenians drink when they come over is thanks for having us, you know, right?
Yeah.
But I think what she's missing is her expectations of what her role is as a sister, as a mom, as an employee, and what else? Daughter, right? Wife.
Friend.
Could you blow it up again, Joe?
Friend.
Yeah.
So I think she doesn't understand her role.
Friend, daughter, employee, sister, mom, wife. Yeah, it's all of the above.
Yeah, which means she probably thinks, for example, that if I'm not on the phone, for example, with my mom half an hour a day, I'm not a good daughter.
Oh, geez.
If I'm not on the phone with my sister 3 times a day and then texting her as well and asking about every little thing, then I'm not a good sister. If I'm not asking if I should stay overtime and complete this task, then I'm not a good employee. So I think it boils down to what is your expectation of all these roles? Because even as a mother, look, for a woman, the role of a mother is the most important role. But even that, a lot of moms have extreme expectations, which is unrealistic. Like, you don't need to spend 6 hours a day with your kids. You don't need to spend 4 hours a day with your kids. If you could spend even 1 hour with your kids, but focused 1 hour, that's better than you spending 4 hours with them. But you're on the phone and you're doing this and you're doing, because you're not really spending time with them. You're just physically there.
1 hour with your kids?
Yes.
Depends on how old your kids are, bro. It takes 30 minutes for me to get Alec to settle down so we could at least fucking do something together. It's like, Alec, all right, Alec, we're gonna play this game. This is what's involved. It takes 30 minutes for me to like get him to like, all right, bro, this is what we're doing.
Yeah,
so an hour is not enough.
Yeah, but if you're spending 4 hours with him, let's say, are you spending 4 hours with him, or 80% of the time you're responding to a text or doing something? So are you really spending 4 hours?
Look, it all depends on what you're doing at the time. When I'm working from home, for example, there are times where he wants my attention all the time. And I try to give it to him in increments because obviously I'm working at the same time. So it's like, all right, whether I'm answering a text or an email or a call, once I'm done with that, I'll put it down. I'll do whatever I can with him to spend time with him, which is not fair to him because he's a kid at the end of the day. What he wants is my undivided attention. So for me to basically put my phone down for 10 minutes, knowing that, all right, you know what? Let me just enjoy my time with him, play with him, satisfy him until I can get back to work again is unfair to him. That's my fault. I'm guilty of that. But when it comes to weekends or days where I'm home and I'm not working and I don't have anybody to talk to or clientele to meet or anything like that, if I'm spending time with him, I'm spending time with him.
But are you spending 4 hours with him?
Well, if I'm home, yeah.
Without distractions.
I try to do that as much.
Focused 4 hours with Alec.
I try to do that.
I think you would hang yourself.
Not necessarily. Like today we were together for like 2 hours.
But you're still, again, probably on your phone and doing something. You're not. My point is, when I say laser focused, meaning like you're actually sitting there, for instance, playing a board game, or you're building a Lego together.
No, with him, it's different.
He's
too young for that stuff. I can't. With him, it's
okay. Do you do that with your daughter?
with Eileen, yes.
Okay. So that's what I'm saying. That hour is more important than if you spend 6 hours with her, but you're constantly doing something else.
Yeah.
That's that. At least that's because it's one of the best things. Look, we can, as parents, we can say to our kids is no. It's not good to say yes to everything because you're not preparing them for life if you say yes to everything. And it's no different than, again, do you say yes to everything to your employer, to your friends, to your mom, to your husband, to your wife? So that's why I think she needs to understand her role, and her expectations are maybe not realistic. That's why she feels like she's not playing any of those roles effectively.
Well, can I add one thing?
Sure.
What is priority to her? She needs to prioritize that list that she just gave us.
Mm-hmm.
Because if, again, don't shoot the messenger, but if mom, sister, and hubby are at the same level as far as priority, there's your problem right there. Your husband needs to be priority over them. I'm sorry. A lot of people aren't going to like me saying this, but your significant other, whether it's your husband, your wife, has to be number one priority. Number one.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I think it should be husband, kids, parents, and siblings are kind of the same.
That's why when we've talked about when you come home, right? You want to go kiss your wife first before your kids, because your kids need to understand the hierarchy of the family. Has nothing to do with who you love more, who you love less, or just because you kiss, let's say Eileen first and then Alec doesn't mean you love her. Well, in your case, maybe.
For me, it depends on who runs to me first.
But I think it's important to kiss your spouse first, so they understand the hierarchy of the family. And these are all difficult things to do as a parent, because you want nothing more than just to grab them and kiss them at that moment. But you're not teaching them well by doing that.
Yeah. Again, whoever this individual was, obviously it's a female, but whoever you are, prioritize the people that you just listed as to who is the most important and who needs to be satisfied the most.
See, that's the thing. There's a lot of questions. Have any of them brought it up to you that they don't think you're fulfilling your role properly? Has your employer, your mom, your sister, your husband, your friends, have they mentioned anything, or your kids?
Yeah.
Or are you just overthinking things? Because it sounds like you're overthinking it, according to how I'm reading it. Because if somebody had mentioned it, she would have probably said, my husband told me, or whatever. I think there would have been an example. The fact that she's just listing it one after another tells me that nobody's mentioned it to her. She's just overthinking it.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Everybody in the comments, whether you're on YouTube, Twitter, all the platforms, Spotify, Facebook, doesn't matter. Give us your input on this, because we really want these individuals to know how they should approach this particular scenario. Okay? Joe, let's go to the next one.
Oh, this one's fire.
Which one is this one? Can you blow it up? Oh, Jesus.
Oh, my God. This is... You want to read that?
You ready?
Or should I read it?
Okay. I want to say something, but it's going to ruffle some Armenian women's feathers. Clearly coming from an Armenian male, or at least a male at this point. Close your damn legs in your 20s and you will be married. Last thing an Armenian man wants is to marry someone and go to an event, and the guy that slept with his wife tells his boys, I smashed that guy's wife. Some Armenian men might not care, but most Armenian men I know think that and say that. Bro, my eyesight is getting so bad.
That's why I offered to read from here.
I'm getting close to 40.
By the way, before we get into this, there's a joke I want to say that's so. I mean, it's exactly about this.
What is it?
So this guy goes to a wedding. He's sitting at the wedding and he looks a couple, tables across. He's like, man, that guy looks so familiar to me. I got to go ask him. So he goes to the table. He sits down and says, bro, you look familiar. Weren't you with so-and-so's wife? Like, bro, what the hell are you talking about? Get out of here. Like, I've never been with so-and-so's wife. He comes back. He sits down. Another half hour goes by. He's like, no, man, that is him. I gotta go ask him again. He goes, bro, are you sure you were not with, let's say, for example, Samo? Are you sure you were not with Samo's wife? That's where I know you from. He's like, no, man, I don't even know who Samo is. Comes back, sits down, and still can't get over the fact that he thinks he recognizes him. He goes back again after a few drinks. He's like, bro, I know that's who you are. He's like, I'm not. He's like, oh shit, bro, now I remember. Samo was with your wife.
Oh,
Someone was smashing you.
Oh God, it's so bad, bro. It's so bad.
Don't we have a clip to play for this?
Yeah, I should find one right now. Hang on.
So we have a clip from the Somalians that we're gonna play.
Because this is how, just so you guys know, this is how most men think about, the difference between a man who's been around and a woman who's been around the block. Jojo?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to play that.
You want to play the clip?
Which clip?
The
one that I sent. The washing hands one.
Oh, no, I don't have that clip. I apologize.
Fantastic.
That was a meme. I was like, I can find it though.
Oh, sorry.
I sent it. It's in the WhatsApp. Download. Just download. All right. So we'll get to that. But
I only mentioned it twice. We should.
I mean, I sent it to the thing. Topics.
Well, shit. There you go.
It's in the WhatsApp.
It's
download
the antibiotics.
Yeah.
Well, it is the antibiotics.
So okay. This particular topic is very, very. Obviously it's controversial. I mean, you have a guy talking about a woman closing her legs and her not sleeping around, but at the same time, look, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. I don't think guys should go around sleeping around with women as well at this point.
As far as what, single guys?
Yeah, man.
You're talking about sleeping around with married women or single women?
No, single women. I think truly at this point in my life, and what I'm realizing is that you should not sleep with anybody until you're married.
What changed?
A lot has changed.
What's changed?
I guess I don't know, man. It's just I guess my faith in God. That's what I truly believe. I truly do think that you should not sleep around until you're married.
Interesting. Because we had this discussion. When was it? Was it 3 years ago? The first time Dr. Irene was on our show with, I forget his name. The other young gentleman who.
I don't know. I guess he's important enough for us.
At our old studio.
I forgot what his name was.
I mean, well, the name is not that important, but do you remember the discussion?
Tell me, remind me, refresh my memory.
Well, we talked about this where I was like, in your 20s, you're supposed to go out and go to bars and do all that. And you guys were like, no, because once you do that, then you can never it's hard to settle down. And I said, no, I think it's the other way around, because once you settle down, then you've kind of done your thing. You don't care to. Yeah,
no, I don't. Because number one, you don't know who's out there and what's out there and what you're getting yourself into. Number two, just bring yourself closer to God and believe that the right thing to do is settle down with one person, leave your mother and father, and be fruitful and divide.
You're talking about an ideal situation. Life doesn't work that way.
Life doesn't work that way because people have lost touch with God.
Has nothing to do with God.
Of course it does.
How?
Because people's morals and values have been lost. People think going around and fucking around and messing around and having sex with this person and that person is okay. It's not okay.
So if somebody doesn't meet, let's say a guy doesn't meet their wife till they're 30, 35, what are they supposed to do for 30 years? 30, or let's say, 10, 15 years.
You don't meet them, you don't meet them.
What do you do?
What do you mean, what do you do? So you just go mess around, go have sex?
Masturbate every day?
I mean, you what? Just go have sex
or
with people?
Is that wrong too?
So just what? Go have sex with a bunch of women until you find the right one? Well, we're seeing how that's happening in today's society.
It's always happened.
How has it always happened?
Not in today's society.
Well, it's getting worse in today's society because of all these dating apps that are being created. You think these dating apps are made for people to actually get together and create a family? No, it's for them to hook up and have sex with each other.
Of course it is.
Okay,
but it was no different back when I was growing up.
It wasn't as bad as it is today.
Of course
it's a modern day Sodom and Gomorrah now, bro. Everybody you look at, they're in their 40s, they're in their 30s, they're single, they're crying because of, oh my God, I can't find the right guy, and this chick's a whore, and this guy's been sleeping around with this person. Well, no shit. Well, people need to stop basically taking their pants off and banging everything that they see and have more respect for themselves.
See, the only thing that's really changed for example, in the last 20, 25 years, it's not only social media. What social media did was it made it okay for women to sell themselves to the highest bidder. That's what social media has done.
Well, that's another problem that adds on to
back then, when I was in my 20s and we used to go to clubs with my friends and stuff, you just went to a club, you had some drinks, you had a good time, and maybe you hooked up somebody, maybe you didn't. But it was not about, hey, I'm going to fly you to Dubai and I'm going to fly you to Vegas and I'm going to do this and I'm going to buy you this. There was none of that back then. The best case scenario was 6, 7, 8 guys. You would have to get a table to get into the club, which means you spend, again, this is then $1,000 or whatever, $2,000 on a table. You weren't buying, you weren't, I mean, look at today, every clip you see is, well, if he doesn't make X amount of money, if he doesn't buy this for me, if he doesn't pay this for me, then I'm not going to even, that these conversations never came up 25 years ago.
I agree.
The conversation was just about, it was just, we're here at a club, let's have a good time. And then, if something happens afterwards, it happened. It was, none of this social media bullshit existed.
Well, doesn't that kind of tell you that it's gotten worse?
Of course, society is
well, that's what I'm saying.
But I don't think it's realistic to expect, at least, especially for guys, to go out there and, meet the first woman they're going to meet, and then, we're going to get married and have kids.
No.
That's not realistic.
I'm not saying meet the first woman you meet and get married and have kids. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is save yourself. Save yourself for the right person, for your husband, for your wife. This goes both ways. I'm not cherry picking here. Like, let me ask you a generation. Let me ask you a question, and let's be frankly honest. You and Joe are obviously a completely different generation than me. You guys are Gen X. I'm a millennial, right?
You say completely different, like we're like
baby
boomers.
No, because I'm not saying it I'm not saying it like that.
We're only 6 years old today.
But understand what I'm. That's it.
Joe just got his Medicare and
AARP right now.
On a serious note, I want to ask you guys a question, because when you guys were growing up and you were listening to the older guys talking about, who they wanted their wife to be, did any of them say, you know what, I want a girl that's experienced, that knows what she's doing in the bedroom? And
I've known one guy who said that.
One guy.
Yeah.
But majority of them,
of course,
was like, what do they? What did they want?
A virgin. They was looked down upon. A used girl was looked down upon.
And
to say it in a rough way.
Do you think it's the same today?
On whose opinion? Mine?
No, anybody's in general. Do you think the younger? I'm curious. Anybody who's watching this right now, or anybody who's watching this later, I want you to drop a comment. If you were born the years 2000 and after, because obviously that you're going to be a completely different generation. You're going to be in your mid-20s at this point. We want to know, are you looking for a virgin or are you looking for somebody with experience? Men and women, both.
I don't think a man says, I want somebody with experience. What a man says is, you again, like I said, all these years of my life, I've only ran into or I've known one guy that said that. But everybody else obviously has never said that or expressed that. But you also have to be realistic, because if you meet somebody at 25, the chances of, neither one of you, or especially her, not having had any partners is high. But if you're 40, you meet a 35-year-old woman, it's very likely she could have been engaged, married, have kids or whatever. So it depends when you meet a woman or when you meet a man as well.
I don't think we were talking about that specifically, though.
So this goes back to what I said last week as well, where I said get married young.
You can't just tell people to get married young, because you have to have something going for yourself. And if you get married at 20, I mean, you don't even know.
I'm not saying 20. I never said 20.
Or 20,
25, 20.
You don't even know yourself at that age. You're still trying to figure out.
25, 26, you don't know yourself?
You don't.
If you look at it that way, you'll never know yourself. If the older you get, the pickier you're going to get, the more demanding you're going to be, the more demands you're going to have to your future spouse or your girlfriend, and more things are going to annoy you and tick you off. And not only that, when you have kids late, your patience becomes very short as well.
I actually think, no, I disagree with that portion. I think you're a better parent at an older age than at a younger age. At 25 years old, you're going to be dad at 25?
Well, I wouldn't say 25. Well, yeah, you know what? Why not? Between the ages of 25 and 30, I think it's a phenomenal time to have your first kid.
I don't think it is.
Because your kid gets to grow. Your energy is there. Your patience is there. You get to grow up with your kid. And by the time you're 30, your kid is 5 years old. Call it 25. Your kid is 5 years old. You're in your 30s. You get to experience a lot of things with your kid, take them to events, take them to sporting stuff where you'll still be able to not only work on yourself, but at the same time, you're young enough where you could practice those activities with your kid as well.
I don't think age makes a difference in that. I had my kids when I was 38 and 40. I take them to events. I play sports with them. I do a lot of things with them.
That's you.
It's me, because that's the commitment I have to my kids. If my commitment is I need to come home and make sure I watch every NFL and NBA and MLB and NHL game, and plus on the weekends UFC fights, then of course I'm not going to have time for that. I'm dedicated to all my teams that I supposedly own, because we just acquired Kwame Leonard and we just acquired, that's how fans talk, as if they own the guy. Every time I'm like, I'm sorry, what percentage? You're minority
owner of the Yankees?
Yeah. Are you? Because we just acquired Dan Marino. Oh, you did? We just acquired,
Were you there during the contract signing?
It's like, you haven't acquired jack shit. But my point is, as a father or as a mother, but as a father, since we're speaking as fathers, you can choose to be active and be there. You don't have to be, I'm going to have kids at 25 just so I'm younger and I could play with them.
Again, this is just kind of hypothetically speaking. I'm not saying that every single father is like that. Again, there could be dads that are in their 20s and 30s that are bums as well.
There's a lot of dads in their 25s. They're at the clubs right now.
That's unfortunate.
Because they didn't do that when they were, they have kids that are 5, now they're 30. They didn't do it when they were in their 20s. I think there are certain things that naturally men and women do that you can't limit that. And one of those things is, as a guy, you have to go out there, do certain things and travel, and to a certain extent, and do some activities or whatever, get-togethers with your friends. I just think that's part of life. As a woman, it's different, because the last thing you want to do is take a girl out, and everywhere you take her, I've been here. And you're like, gee.
Well, why not experience that with your significant other?
Because they're two different things.
No, they're not. How are they two different things?
So why even hang out with your friends? Just hang out with your wife.
No. That's a completely different category. It's a completely different realm.
So is it the same thing to go to Vegas with your friends as it is to go with your spouse?
Depends on what you're doing. If you're the type that's into clubbing and hanging around and having mistresses and basically, whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, don't fucking get married.
That's not. What does that mean? Don't get married.
Don't get married. If you're gonna have mistresses on the side, don't get married.
I'm not talking about mistresses. I'm talking about all of my friends, everybody that I know that are not even my close friends, everybody I grew up with, my generation, they all did that. They went clubbing in their 20s, some of them even in their 30s. They're all happily married, wonderful fathers, very successful human beings. I don't know one of them that's like has mistresses on the side, and I don't.
Okay, no, that's a good thing. But
that's a good thing because that's just how it works. I don't know why you think if you go to clubs in your 20s, then you're going to
I'm not saying going to clubs in your 20s. What I'm saying is don't sleep around. Whether you're a man or a woman, doesn't matter. Don't sleep around.
I think it's important for a man to have experience. It's very important.
I don't think so anymore.
Dahimanai, look, just because you've had certain,
because it's gotten to the point where it's like you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. That's what it's become, and it's become the freedom.
Give who an inch? Your kids?
Yes.
So you're gonna decide if Alec is gonna go clubbing at 21?
It's not about me deciding. It's about me instilling the right morals and values in Alec for him to understand what's the right thing to do.
And if he still decides to do it, you're going to call him immoral?
Absolutely. I'll tell him that this isn't the right thing to do. That's not how I raised you to be a man.
That has nothing to do with being a man.
Of course it does.
Absolutely doesn't.
No, it does to me.
Well, to you it does, but to say that that's not the way to be a man, I mean, you're pretty much saying majority of men out there don't have the moral compass that you do.
No. It's not
because majority of men didn't fall in love at 17 and get married at 24 years old.
Well, no, that's a completely different story.
Why? What do you mean that's a different story?
Because what I'm trying to say is that in today's society, what I'm saying is don't go sleeping around. Look for the right person and build your future with that person. See, make it work with that person.
The reason why you're calling it sleeping around, you could label
it. Well, that's a topic that's been brought up. This guy is basically saying, tell these women to close their legs. Well, you know what? Listen, man, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. Why don't men stop sleeping around then?
Because they're perceived differently. A woman sleeping around and a man sleeping around are two different things.
That graphic would be perfect right now, wouldn't it?
I mean, you've even...
Did you download it?
No. You've even discussed it, how a man catching a wife cheating is completely different than a woman catching a husband cheating.
Absolutely.
Why?
Psychologically, it is.
Oh, but then psychologically, knowing that, for example...
Well, cheating is cheating regardless of men and women is
no, you perceive
immoral.
It differently because the physical activity, I mean, the whole biological thing is one is going into something else. It's...
No. I get one is going into something else. I get that.
I don't know. I just want to make sure you remember it.
Yeah. I know how it works. I know how it works. I'm curious what people's thoughts are. Have I gone crazy, guys? Have I gone nuts?
Levik, why don't you call in since you're part of Joe's and I's generation?
What is Levik saying? I'm curious.
Here it is.
Where's Levik?
I wish I had my kids and gotten married younger.
There you go.
Well, I guess Levik didn't do much sleeping.
Look, again, look, if you want to go clubbing and go out and partying, and you know what, if you truly think that you going and hooking up with a girl and getting that experience that your wife desires and thinks, you know what, I want a man that has experience, that knows how to handle me in bed, by all means, go ahead and do that.
It's not even about clubbing up it because
let me ask you a question.
Today is not the same as what it was 20 years ago.
You were saying experience, right? A man needs experience.
Of course.
Experience with what?
Everything.
Okay, experience with his wife?
What do you mean with
in order to handle his wife, he needs experience to know how to handle his wife in bed?
It's not about handling.
Then what is it? What's the experience needed for then? I mean, it's not hard to do whatever needs to be done in bed. What is the experience for?
There's a lot of things that even women don't understand about their own
So
body.
is it because, okay, so the guy needs to get experience in order to know, all right, honey, this is, I've experienced with this. Just lay there and I'm going to show you some stuff. All right, now turn around. Now I'm going to put your foot here. Is that what it is?
Well, maybe you're reading, what's that book called? I don't know.
What?
What's that Indian book called?
Kama Sutra.
Kama Sutra.
What the fuck is Kama Sutra?
This guy's probably reading. See, now he's pretending he doesn't know what it is. That's exactly what Kama Sutra is.
Is that book that we talked about?
Yes.
No.
Yes. No. Maybe that's what you have at it.
No, I'm curious. What is that experience?
It's experience is everything from handling and emotions to physical to, I mean, everything. Life experiences. No.
We're not talking about life experiences.
Well, that's part of life experiences. Going out there, meeting women, having a drink, taking them wherever you're going to take them. That's part of life experiences that a man has to go through.
And you can't do that without having sex with multiple women?
No, that's part of it.
I beg to. I disagree.
That's fine. You can disagree, but that's just men and women.
See, I'm curious with the women. Are you guys looking for a man with a lot of experience to be able to know when you get in bed with him, or when you hopefully when you get married with him and you lose your virginity to him, that he, you know what, I may not be his first, but I know I'm his last.
Well, what's your expectation? Oh, I'm so glad he touched my leg and he came all over me. He gave me the best 8 seconds of my life.
I'm glad he lasted 5 minutes instead of 8 seconds. I'm glad he pulled out. And
I'm curious. Did all your friends get married after puberty, or just you? No, I'm serious question.
There was a mixture of a bunch of them. Obviously.
And how are the other guys that?
A majority of them are still married.
And the guys that, let's say, did go screw around and then got married at a later age, are they doing okay?
Well, I don't know how they're doing because I don't talk to them.
Here's one from
you
Rubina.
Stop talking to all those guys.
Majority of the guys that I was friends with who have messed around, I tend to not talk to them now
because of that.
Absolutely.
Messed around as married men? As married men,
yes.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about as single men, bro.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm saying
you keep on bringing back infidelity. I'm not talking about, I'm not condoning infidelity. I'm saying as a 20-year-old guy, 25-year-old guy, if you're single, you should go out there and do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, but that's where we're going.
I'm not talking about as a married man to do that.
So where I'm going with this is that society has changed so much that men and women are falling into that category where this guy is. And I'm saying that everybody should stop. Everybody.
This has been going on. Men.
But it's worse now.
No, men have had more partners hundreds and thousands of years ago than they do now.
I'll agree with you that. I think it should stop. I think it should stop because in today's society, it's much, much worse.
How is it much
because
worse?
Of all these freaking dating apps and stuff, bro. All these, I'm telling you, none of this stuff is out there for dating purposes. It's all for just hooking up. And then when the girl hooks up with the wrong guy, because the accessibility is so much easier than what it was back then, that's it. You heard, and then all of a sudden her reputation is ruined. This guy goes, I slept with her. I banged this one. It really, really ruins a girl's reputation.
Of course it, and as it should.
And then, and at the same time, emotionally it wrecks them as well. And then they end up, I want to be career driven now. Why? Because no guy wants me. But again, I don't think it's fair to. I don't think it's fair to them.
Why is it not fair to them?
I just don't think it's fair to them.
So it should be equal playing field.
Again, I'm going to stand by my terms, and I'm going to say that I think men and women should wait until they get married.
If you had a panel of 1,000 men and women here, 950 men would say, yes, I'd rather be with a woman that has had as least amount of partners as possible. And probably 900 of the women would say, to me, that doesn't make much of a difference.
Because that's how we've been programmed.
It's not about. So you're the first guy to ever read a Bible, huh?
I'm not the first guy to read a Bible.
Nobody's ever read it before you. I'm not. Then how has everybody been programmed wrong?
Because everybody's lost touch.
Tens of thousands of years.
No, because as time has gone on, more and more people have lost touch with God.
You just agreed with me that before, people had more partners than they do now, but then now all of a sudden they lost touch because of social media.
No, I'm saying it's gotten worse now.
It's gotten worse because you see it now. You didn't know it before. You didn't see it before. It's because you see it every day. That you go to Instagram, all you see is tits and ass. That's all you see now. You go on YouTube, that's all you see. TikTok, Snapchat, that's all you see now. But back then, it was no different. It's just, it was not as accessible. People just didn't know it. You had to go somewhere to actually visually see it. If you had gone to a club in the 90s or 2000s, you would see the same thing that's going on Instagram at the club or at the bar.
So you think that the girl that's not insecure, the girl that's insecure on social media, who could barely hold a conversation, who's doing OnlyFans and stuff and making hundreds of thousands of dollars, would be the same person she was 20 years ago?
Well, OnlyFans is different. Now you're talking about a method for women to make money. Yeah, women back then made money at strip clubs. Now it's OnlyFans. I mean, strip clubs were the thing 20 years ago. They're still around, but they're not as popular as what OnlyFans is.
Yeah, because now you could do it discreetly. You can go to a strip club discreetly. That's why I'm saying it's gotten worse because of this.
It's just shifted up. It's not that it's necessarily, it shifted from physical contact to social media contact.
Which you don't think is worse?
You have access to more.
And more people are accessing it now.
Really? How many guys that you think if you did what do you call it?
A poll?
A poll. You think guys are having more sex now than they did before? Right now, Gen Z hasn't even had sex probably most of their life.
Well, again, I don't know.
It's statistics. Read it. Most Gen Zs have never been laid.
Gen Z is...
And that's why... And plus, 60+% of them are on psych meds.
Isn't Gen Z very young, though, right now?
It's
Gen
2001 or 99 or something.
Yeah, it's basically after like 90-something. I think it's like 98 or 99.
I think 99.
Was that millennials?
No. I'm a millennial. Okay. Millennials from like 80...
To what?
I think it was from like 84?
81 to, no.
Was it 81?
81 starts until 99, I think.
Yeah, something like that. That's a millennial. And then after that, it's Gen Z. And then you have Generation Alpha now, which is basically my kids. And then you have, after them, it's Generation Beta. So it's different. Again, we would love to get everybody's input on this, whether you're watching this on, as we mentioned, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, or on Twitter. It doesn't matter. We would love to get everybody's input on this.
Well, Levik says the more you date before you get married, you learn how women are wrong and right, and the manipulations and lies and honesty as well.
The more you, what is this? The more you date before you get married,
the more you get to know women and, the right from wrong and so on and so forth.
Yeah. Look, date all you want. That's not what this comment was about.
No, this was about Armenian women sleeping around.
Yeah.
Yeah. We all condemn that, I think.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
But again, I'm going back to the point where I'm going to stand
you also condemn Armenian men, single men, or any man for that matter.
Sleeping around. Yes.
That I don't have that much of a problem with. But women, I do. Married men, I have a ton of problem with that. But if you're a single guy, I really don't care what you do.
No limitations?
It's not about no limitations. I mean...
What's your cutoff?
What do you mean what's cut off?
How many women? What's the body count?
2 a night.
Huh? No, I'm serious. What's the cutoff?
It's not a matter of... Maybe you date a girl for 6 months and... and then you date another one for 3 months. Maybe in that 5 years, you've only been with 5 women.
If you date if you date a girl for 3 months and she gives it up, what do you think?
You're not dating her to marry her. You're just dating her because you're having fun. You're traveling with her, whatever it is. I don't know. I mean, there's so many you can't just focus on, I meet this girl and boom, am I going to marry her or not? there comes a point in your life when you're like, okay, now I'm ready to find a woman that I'm ready to, if the right woman comes.
So what's your cutoff as far as, okay, you're a single guy, you're dating around how many women?
There's no cutoff, because that's what I'm saying. You could be in short-term relationships, 5 of them, and that takes you 5 years. And then now you're 30, you meet somebody. Or, I mean, you could, for 6, maybe you're on a 6-month spree and you're like, okay, I'm traveling every year. I'm going to go to Miami. I'm going to go here, and you have your fun. You come. It's not like there's a right or wrong. Oh yeah, I'm trying to hit that 50 mark.
So can I ask you a question? Do you condone men going out there and saying, you know what, I'm young, I'm good looking, we're going clubbing, and you know what, my goal is we're going to Miami with the boys. I'm going to smash tonight.
Do I condone that?
Yeah. Single guy.
I'm going to smash tonight. You make it so.
No, I'm serious. I'm serious.
Joe, I'm going to throw this one at you.
What do you want me to say?
Joe's a couple months older than me and wiser than me.
No, I'm serious. That's his mentality. That, you know what, we're going out with the boys.
Guy.
We're going out with the boys. We're going clubbing, and you know what? Tonight I'm going to hook some chick up.
Yeah. So what? He wants to do that. Let him do that.
How? Okay. So where's your cutoff? Like how often is that okay to do?
In
general, you're every, call it once a month, you go out with the boys to a club, and every month, you know what, you say, you know what, I want to get lucky. I want to get lucky.
Oh, as
then you're a lucky guy.
There you go.
Then you're one lucky bastard.
You see, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, when is the cutoff?
There is no cutoff. It depends what stage you are in your life.
Bro, it's when you get tired, I guess, of it. I mean, that's what I would think, right? When you're already tired of going home to nobody, you know, when you haven't established anything.
Well, technically, you are going home with somebody. They just leave in the morning.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, like establishing an actual family or something like that.
So, okay, so what is the right age to start a family?
That's different for each individual, I think.
On average.
I mean, if you look
I would say 30 for a guy and 25 for a woman.
And are we looking at prime, like, you know, to be able to have kids and everything else, healthy kids?
Isn't that the purpose of having
a family
or getting married?
Is. So that you have to look at that too as differentiation. So maybe like 20s, like what you're saying, 25 is the right age.
Do you see where we're getting lost with all this? People are getting married later and later, and then they're trying to see, why can't I get pregnant? And
yeah, but back in the day,
I was on birth control and I was sleeping around and and all of a sudden you're infertile.
Yeah, but back in the day, listen, I agree with you, but back in the day, people were getting married at 16. You know what I mean? And
I know kids. Back in the day where people were having 15 kids.
Yeah. Well,
we're not talking about like back in the day. We're literally talking about.
That's not long ago.
Not that long ago.
I think 25 for a woman and 30 for a man, because usually most women by 25, they've already graduated. They're settling into their career. And a man by 30 has also found his career, has settled down, and has had enough time to do whatever he wants to do with the boys, where he's never looking back. That's a good age. You're married for a couple of years, late 20s for a woman, early 30s for a man. You have your kids, and you enjoy the rest of your life. That's how I see it. To me, it's not a goal of I need to smash 50 women in my 20s. That's not what it is. What you also have to realize is there's a lot of 25-year-olds today who've made billions of dollars on YouTube and, you know, hundreds of millions of dollars on.
Wait, YouTube is paying us?
Crypto. Is he paying you, John?
Wait, you guys are getting paid?
You know, so, and these guys have access to a lot of things. And what are you going to do? No, just please do settle down. Do not go out there. Do not fly, you know, women in private jets all over the world and don't do that. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that to any man. I think it's a double standard. I hate to say it, but that's just the way it is. And there are other things that women can do that men are not supposed to do. I mean, it's just the way it is. I don't think we're equal as human beings, but we're not the same. We don't have the same, you know, what's expected of us is not the same at the end of the day.
I would say set certain expectations for your kids and make sure when you're raising your kids, you raise them right. Instill the right morals, values, and principles in your children.
To me, right morals and values is all about being a good person.
Yes, that's major factor.
To me, that's what matters. I don't care if they go to Harvard. I don't care if they become engineers. I don't care what. To me, that doesn't matter. As long as they're good people, good men, and eventually become good husbands and good fathers, and they contribute to society. That's what matters to me. Whether prior to meeting their wife, they sleep with 2 women or 5 women or no women, I'm not going to judge them based on that. I'm not going to look at my sons and be like, oh, this one's an asshole because he slept with 5 women prior to meeting his wife. This one didn't. So to me, that doesn't make a difference. As long as they're good people, and even if they are sleeping, whoever it is, that they're still being honest. They're not telling women, oh, I love you so much just to have sex with them, or buying them stuff just to have sex with them. No, as long as it's consensual, they're both on the same page. They understand this is just for tonight or just for this week or just for this month. I have no issue with that.
Dad, she's pregnant. And she wants to keep the baby.
What I do have an issue with.
Well, now you got to get married, son.
Well, again, that's a responsibility thing at that point,
Bingo.
Yeah, but that's not the reason. You could say that, well, what if he gets an STD? What if this happens? Yeah, there's a million things. What if I get out?
Well, the only time you get an STD if the other person has had multiple partners as well. That's how you get an STD.
They could have had one partner and had STDs.
Yeah, don't.
Or they could have just developed herpes, and
how fuck do you develop herpes?
Have you guys noticed all the negative stuff happens with the having sex part?
Exactly. Exactly.
Would you like to move on?
Let's move on.
Yeah.
Next one.
All right.
What do we got, Joe?
It's so hard to meet someone decent now.
Thinking a man is interested.
All right.
Interested in you.
Okay, thinking a man. Okay, thinking.
Let me
a
read
man,
it. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
I'm squinting your eyes like a raccoon's
I'm sorry,
vagine.
bro. My wife is gonna kill me because I don't.
Thinking a man is interested in you while he's talking to you. 5 months later, he's engaged to someone else.
A movie preview voice.
Coming to a theater near you. What?
What do you say to that?
That's a piece of shit. That's what I say. Peace. How does Joe think? What's his name?
Piece of shit.
What's his name?
Tony Montana?
No, the guy that exposed Ben.
Ooh. Oh, piece of shit.
Yeah. What was his name?
Johnny Bravo.
Johnny Bravo. I forgot his name.
Shout out to Johnny Bravo. Piece of shit.
Piece of shit.
This motherfucking piece of shit.
See, that's immoral. That's like scum of the earth. Okay?
Why do you think I'm saying that instilling?
But this has always happened. We talked about, again, last week. Remember, we talked about
it's always happened because there's people being bad freaking parents, bro.
Dude, when I went to Gyumri 3 years ago, right? Armenia, but we visited Gyumri. I went to the Domiks. There were several families I met, little kids living in a metal container. When I said, when I asked the moms, where's your husband? Oh, he went to Russia for work and never came back. He was sending us money for a few years, and then he found a woman. I mean, this immoral crap has been happening forever. It's nothing new. It's just now it's in front of our face.
That guy abandoned his family. I think that's worse than this.
Of course.
This is more of you raised a very bad son. That's what you did.
Yeah, but see this.
Who do you not blame the parents?
But the parents could have done everything right. I don't know. How can I blame the parents of somebody I don't know? They could
you teach your kids not to freaking lie.
And just because you did, your kids will never lie.
I'm not saying your kids will never lie. I'm just saying teach your kids not to lie.
Dude, I know some of the strictest parents, some of the most disciplined and educated parents, all their kids are fucked up.
What's their relationship with their child?
They had great relationship, but somehow, like, they all just, one went this way, one went that way. Like,
well, no. Look, something must have happened with the relationship with mom and son, or father and son, or vice. It doesn't matter. If your kid is lying, that means there's a trust issue there. That means they're afraid of how you'll react to something. That means there's lack of communication there.
I understand.
Look, but all kids lie because they're afraid of getting in trouble, quote unquote, right? But it's look, my kids have lied as well. There's been times where Eileen has been scared to say something or scared to come out and say something to me where she'll think I get upset. And I'll tell her, I say like, listen to me. It's better for you to tell me the truth, for you and I to have this conversation, rather for you to lie to me. And then I find out that you lied to me, then I'll be more upset.
So then answer this question.
Good.
How is it that, have you ever known, had any friends where obviously they grew up in the same household, same parents, same upbringing, but completely worlds apart?
It's never the same upbringing.
You didn't have the same upbringing as your brothers did?
No.
Why?
It was different.
What was different? Your parents changed?
No, it's not about my parents changed. It was each one of us had different types of responsibilities. And, well, I mean, no. Upbringing, the parents were the same, but each one of us was treated differently.
Yeah, but you still were raised not to lie, not to cheat.
Correct.
Right? Okay. And then you've never known families where they have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 siblings and they couldn't be more different than one another? I'm not talking about personality. I'm talking about the decisions they've made in life, the bullshit they've done, or I mean, you could even look at, for example, kids who've grown up with a father who's abusive, an alcoholic. One goes out there, becomes a world-renowned surgeon. The other one becomes an alcoholic, or whatever the situation is. So it's blame the parents.
You blame the parents. Father's an alcoholic, right?
Okay.
What are the kids learning from the father?
To drink alcohol.
To drink alcohol? You don't think one of the kids kind of looked at it and said, shit, I don't want to end up like this?
Yes, but now look at the extreme where the father is an amazing father and one still turns out to be a druggie or goes to jail or whatever.
Well, it all depends on how they raised their kids and how they spoke to their kids and what they provided for their kids. Look, you look at the celebrities, right? Majority of these celebrity kids, how do they end up?
No, you didn't hear what I said. I said that same world-class father has 2 kids. One of them goes here, one of them goes there. How? You just blame the parent?
I need an example of that. Because
well, I don't want to bring up real life examples, but I know I've grown up with kids who one brother did really well in life, the other one in and out of jail and this and that. And
so
from the same parents. It's not like this one they gave him an allowance, this one they
So the one that was in and out of jail, what was his influence?
His friends.
So then, and what was the influence for the other one? His friends again?
Yes, he chose different friends.
So then has nothing to do with the parents. That's the influence.
No, because at some point you don't have as much influence over your kids anymore.
And that's because of lack of communication with your kids.
No, you can so they communicated with one, but not the other.
No, they probably did, but the influence from the friends was much more than the parents. They didn't take the parents serious anymore. The trust factor with the parents was completely gone.
Because you have only so many years to have to build that, embed your values and principles in your kids.
Not necessarily.
Of course.
Consider the fact that those kids are getting older, Arno. And
no. Listen, they get older, but look,
their friends change, their school changes, their environment changes.
Friends change, school change. I get it, but at the end of the day, when I need help with something or guidance with something, till today, I'm 39 years old. Till today, somebody that I'll seek guidance with is still my father. I'm blessed that he's still in my life, but he's still somebody that I go to for guidance and help. Dad, what would you do in this scenario? What would you do in that scenario? Why? Because I saw what he's created for himself and for my family.
Well, I agree. I mean, I agree that parenting is a major portion of it, but you also have to consider that things change, like environments change and maybe the right attention wasn't provided at the right time. So, I mean, it does come down to parenting in a way, but
again, I'm telling you, at the age of 39 years old, I'll still ask my dad for advice. And my brother's the same. My older brother's the same. My older brother, if he makes any sort of decision whether it's financial, emotional, family related, anything like that, he'll ask me, he'll ask my dad as well. Just to kind of get a perspective as to, hey, listen.
We're not talking about the same thing, John. You're talking about you still respecting your father's input. What I'm saying is you have a limited amount of time where you can make an impact in your kid's life. And it's up to the late teens. I would say even maybe close to early teens.
Early teens.
After that, you don't have as much of an impact on your kid's life as much as you would like to think you do. Because at that point, there's too many other influences and components. So you better do goddamn right for that first 12, 14, 15 years and hope you taught them enough. You've set an example well enough. Well, where now the other influences are not going to drag them in the wrong direction, or they're actually going to choose the right friends so that you're not even worried about that. If you think at 20 you're going to have the same influence on your kids as you did at 10, you're absolutely wrong.
No. You're not. You're absolutely not. I agree with that.
And even at most times, all it takes is one sloppy relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, now I'm into this. Why? Because so-and-so, we do it together. So there's so many factors you got to look at.
Well, not only that, I think it also takes one bad argument with a parent for them to shift completely as well, become rebellious. Because what are most teenagers? They love being rebellious.
Yeah, but this guy's a piece of shit scumbag.
Piece of shit.
To find out after 5 months that he's actually engaged. I mean,
he was looking to get into her pants.
See, and that's what I'm talking about. When you say, well, what is, as long as you're honest, do whatever you want to do. Be honest with that person.
I hope this girl, whoever she is, did not give it up to him. See, this is what I'm talking about as far as, oh man, this fucking society, bro. We're completely lost, man. I've lost faith in humanity.
But this is the same thing with I mean, look, unfortunately, society is messed up. Today, for example, you could hire somebody today. They're supposed to show up to training tomorrow. They've already decided, I've changed my mind, and they don't even show up to training tomorrow. It's not just about personal relationships. Everything is like that. There's no commitment. There's no honesty. There's no transparency. Everything is just a game to people because of this. Because everything is accessible. It's like, well,
it's the bad conscience, right?
I'll stop going.
It's the bad conscience. It's the devil conscience.
Well, they don't have a conscience. If somebody has a conscience, they would at least contact you and say, listen, I've had a change of heart. You've offered me a position. Like, who was it the other day we were talking to? And he's like, I hired somebody from my restaurant. She was supposed to show up. Can't get a hold of her. She decided, well, I've changed my mind.
So she got hired, everything?
Yes, of course. And this happens all the time. They don't show up to training. Or they show up one day, or they show up for 10 days, and once the training's over, they've gotten their paycheck. Now they're off to the next thing. I mean, I remember Tiny was talking about, when he used to have Amazon trucks. He's like, one of my drivers shows, I hire him. He shows up. He drives my truck. First day or second day, he decides, I don't want to do this job anymore. He just leaves the truck in the middle of nowhere. Somebody randomly driving by sees an abandoned truck and calls the number and says, your truck is here. So he calls the driver. He's like, what are you doing? He's like, I quit. So you don't even have the decency to drive the truck back to the station and
so you just left
hand the keys back. So I'm not surprised at this. This is what society is. But again, I don't think it has anything to do with, well, I went clubbing in my 20s, so I'm going to leave the Amazon truck in the middle of the street. No, it has to do with whether you have, again, they don't. Most people don't. They'll make a decision based on what suits them at that moment. Instant gratification. Everything's about instant gratification. You've got 3-second clips. Oh yeah, let me go through these.
He's not going through Pornhub, by the way. That wasn't him climaxing. For those of you listening to this,
it's instant gratification. You've got what's hot now? 7-second clips on YouTube Shorts and Instagram? Because that's the attention span of, I want instant satisfaction.
Dopamine hit.
I mean, It's unfortunate.
Karma's a bitch. This guy's gonna get it.
Whoever you are, you're a piece of shit.
Piece of shit. Piece of shit.
Moving
All
on.
right, next one. What do we got? I'm gonna read it because I'm blind. Oh,
Cancer. I have had my physicals every year, and they said I was very healthy. Then I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. Wondering how we didn't screen for cancer when we do physicals.
This is your forte, man, because you're in the health industry.
I was discussing this with one of the jiu-jitsu dads the other day, and he's like, "Yeah, I go to my doctor, and he checks everything." I said, "He's not checking jack shit. He's checking your CBC, which you could do at local 7-Eleven AM PM. If you go there, you can."
What's CBC?
Basic, like, liver and kidney function, your hemoglobin and white blood cells. Like, you can do that.
Basic blood work, basically.
You could do that while you're in the drive-thru of my McDonald's. So what, again, they don't check for his cancer markers. There are different types of markers you could check for. You can, you're supposed to check your hormone levels. You've got minerals and vitamin, all these different things. So you have to do a comprehensive check if you want to get, but even so, you still may not, because I think by the time it gets to stage 4, there's a lot of signs that people miss or they ignore. Okay. And a lot of it comes from the gut, the microbiome. If you pay attention to your intestinal activities, I think it tells you a lot about your body as far as how the overall cycle is working. A simple blood test is not going to show you anything. It's just, okay, yeah, cholesterol is 214 and glucose levels are this and that. It doesn't show anything more than that. So it's very hard to get diagnosed timely, quote unquote, diagnosed for cancer just by going to your primary care physician. It really has to be something major for them to catch it, because they don't do anything extensive.
I know somebody was mentioning in the comments when we posted this one, they were saying something about please cut out all sugar from your diet. They actually mentioned ivermectin as well. Have them start taking ivermectin. Mm-hmm. So cutting out sugar, meaning no carbohydrates, 0 sugar, and ivermectin.
But see, with ivermectin, you have to understand the protocol. As far as, are you taking a prophylactic or are you taking it as a treatment? There's two different protocols. It's based on your body weight and your age, there's, your gender, and there's a lot of different factors. So you really have to understand and try to find somebody who's a pro ivermectin physician, because it's not solely just ivermectin. They give you a couple of like other meds along with it to help the cause. But
see, my wife was mentioning something in the comments as well, as far as stage 4. Signs should have been, but there are signs that should have been known about as far as dramatic weight loss. Stage 4 is serious, and for them not to feel something, that's kind of off. It's strange.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I said earlier. You stage 4 means it's already spread, so it has to start somewhere, and that's somewhere
metastasize or something, right?
And that somewhere means, I don't know, maybe you were coughing blood, or you were pooping blood, or you were peeing blood, or you had a lump somewhere, or you had some discomfort somewhere. It has to start with something. Maybe not stage 1, you won't feel it, but stage 2 or 3, something's going to happen. Vomiting, like Elena said, weight loss, something's going to give. It's not like, oh yeah, cancer is not like, okay, stage 4, boom, let's go. That's very, 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 very rare. It has to be,
Quick question, Armand. When they do blood tests, you mentioned the regular blood test wouldn't show anything. What type of blood test should they ask for? Do you know?
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's blood tests that you can ask for which show cancer markers.
Is there a name for that? Or
if you ask the doctor, it's called markers, and then each type has different names, like prostate and, for different organs. But on top of that, you also want to check the inflammation level of your body, because the higher your inflammation level, the higher inflammation is the number 1 cause of disease. So the higher your body levels of inflammation, the more likely you're going to catch a disease eventually. So you want to make sure your inflammation levels are controlled. And that's, again, all done through diet, whether you eat alkaline diet or acidic diet, or you, like you said, processed sugar. And,
it's sad in this day and age that they don't already put that in the blood work. Of all these people dying from cancer and whatnot.
Why would they, bro? They want everybody to be a long-time consumer of
it's insane
big pharma and the hospitals, man. How else are they going to get paid?
It's insane to me.
Yeah.
I mean, look at it this way. Years ago, I went to, where did I go? I went to get a PRP shot on my knee. I had some knee pain. This is 9 years ago. So back then it was like $200. Okay. For, they draw your blood, they spin it, they separate the plasma and all that, and they inject it back. Basically, they expedite the healing process. You're familiar with PRP. $200. Prior to that, I went to an orthopedic specialist. Oh, we need to consider surgery, maybe knee replacement. I'm like, dude, why? But the insurance was willing to pay for the knee replacement.
Of course they were.
But the $200 PRP, no way, you pay for it yourself. So I had to pay cash for the PRP. But the insurance would have covered, I don't know, whatever knee replacement is, 20, 30, 40 grand.
Because in the long run, it'd probably be worth it for them, no?
These hospitals and these doctors, look, God willing, man, we get some really, really good doctors that are coming out of med school, because some of these doctors, especially these old school doctors that have these family clinics, they're as corrupt as can be, man. It's so bad how they treat their patients. Do you guys remember that story I told you where I was driving to Palm Springs and I had some blood work done prior to heading out there? You don't remember this story, right? Moron calls me, or not, he doesn't call me, I'm sorry, his assistant calls me and says, "Oh, Mr. Ekverdian, your medicine is ready to be picked up at your local CVS or Rite Aid." What medication? What are you talking about? Well, your cholesterol was a little bit high and the doctor prescribed cholesterol medication. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? I'm like 30-something years old. I'm like, is a doctor there? He is, but he's with a patient. I'm like, okay, I'll wait.
He's prescribing in medication to another patient.
Like, I'll wait to talk to him because I want to hear what the doctor has to say. How bad was my cholesterol? Dude, we're driving to Palm Springs and I'm like shaking from anger as to like, dude, I'm 30-something years old. You're telling me to get on cholesterol medication? Mm-hmm. Anyways, ends up not picking up. Back and forth. I finally get a hold of him and I go, "Doc, why are you telling me to get on cholesterol medication? How bad is my cholesterol?" "Well, it's not that bad, but it's a little bit high." Dude, it was like 2 or 3 points over Jesus whatever Christ. Was the normal.
Why didn't you just ask the assistant, what's my level at?
She couldn't tell me.
Yeah, they don't.
She couldn't tell me. That's the first thing I said. So I said, I'm like, what kind of doctor are you that you're telling a 30-something-year-old, instead of telling me, "Hey, listen, what are you eating? Cut down on the fats, cut down on the sugars. Are you exercising? Go out for a walk once in a while." That's what you're supposed to tell me. You want me to get on medication? Dude, I was so irate.
How else is he going to get the rebates and kickbacks?
Exactly. Never saw his doctor ever again. Never saw him again. Anyways, this one, look, our thoughts and prayers go out to this individual. We hope you make a full recovery. We don't even know what kind of cancer it is. We're hoping it's something where it's surgically can be removed, whatever it is, and you could recover from it through radiation, through chemo. I don't know, you're not a big fan of chemo, Armand, but
and if you need any resources or anything, you can message me personally, and I'll send you some information on different approaches and kind of protocols as well, and something to consider. But at the end of the day, just understand one thing: the goal is to starve the cancer cells, because everybody has cancer cells. Every human being has it. It's a matter of and one of the biggest issues, guys, remember this, is just like I said, high cholesterol is a good thing. A tumor is your body's way of fighting the cancer. And the first thing that doctors do is they poke at the tumor to do a biopsy, which in most cases spreads the cancer. I know it's the toughest, probably it's the most traumatic, scariest word in the dictionary, the C word, right? Most people are not scared of Alzheimer's, but Alzheimer's is a deadlier disease than cancer is. I see both patients in my practice, right, in my line of work. And Alzheimer's is scarier because imagine your loved one has no idea who you are anymore. Like their whole memory's been reset. Yeah. But my point is, what was my point? I lost my train of thought. Yeah, about the approach. See, the approach they take is Let's poke at the tumor. Let's find out, is it benign? Is it malignant? Is it all this other jazz? And then next thing you know, well, now the lymph nodes. And not only that, but like somebody I knew recently who was diagnosed, they gave her an appointment for a surgery like 60 days later. I called them. I said, dude, why are you guys giving her an appointment for procedure 60 days later? You know how much could change in 60 days? Like this thing could spread this. Well, sir, we don't have any appointments. And then by the time we get the authorization, I'm like, dude, this is why you guys are killing people, because you put them in line. Okay, here you go. 60 days later, we'll do your procedure. That thing could go from stage 2 to 4 in 60 days, literally.
What I'm curious about is, let's say, for example, they do set the appointment, as you mentioned, 60 days, right? Do they not prioritize what the patient is coming in for? Like, for example, if there's a guy who's having some leg cramps or whatever it is, man, he's got a hemorrhoid that preparation H could resolve. Maybe, you know what? Maybe push that guy to 60 days and bring in the cancer patient a little bit sooner.
Listen, some will, but majority of them, if you call them, you're like, I'm concerned. I can't wait 60 days. They'll ask you to go to the ER. Go to the ER and we'll try to address it there. Okay? What am I supposed to do in the ER? Like, am I going to see my specialist? Possibly.
No, you're going to go sit there at the ER for a couple of hours. Then they're going to give you a bed. They're going to run some tests. And they're going to be like, well,
it looks like you have an appointment in 60 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit. You're not
I think it's best if you see a specialist.
Our healthcare system is, listen,
I think the healthcare system around the world is corrupt, because here we talk about, look, again, if I'm going to get sick, I'd rather get sick in the United States than any other country in the world. But at the same time, when you look at what's going on in other countries as far as free healthcare, it's garbage over there. So it's at this point, it's like, do you want a slow and steady death, or do you want a quick?
Do you know what I would do if I had any power, like RFK Jr. or Dr. Oz, these guys?
Don't send money to Israel?
That's right up there, top 2. But what I would do is I would hire a couple of experts from the FAA and tell them to implement the same efficiency systems into the healthcare system, which they will never do. But if they did that, they could fix healthcare in like less than 12 months.
I agree.
Because FAA, airline industry is the most efficient industry out there. Every single millimeter is calculated.
Unless we have a lockdown.
Yeah. And then with healthcare, it's the exact opposite. Every 200 yards is miscalculated. Like
that must be by design. I mean,
of course it is. It's like you could go to 4 doctors. They all do the same x-ray. Bro, just have a system where you already can have access to the other guy. So I'm not on the radiation 48 times. And, or very simple things. It's like, no, sir, we need to...
Bro, I trip out when these people go out for like CT scans and all these x-rays multiple times.
Plus, and then they're like, well, you need to get a disc. Really? We're still using discs? We don't have like some type of encrypted cloud system. We can access this thing. We got to get a disc.
Sir, it looks like there's a scratch on the disc. We got to do it all over again. Oh, don't worry. It's an open MRI. It's not as bad.
Sorry, guys. We don't mean to laugh at anybody's. Look, if anybody could laugh at healthcare, it's me, because you guys know I've been through this system 30 years ago. So, but I'm not laughing at anything. I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, we're laughing at the system itself.
Yeah.
That's what we're laughing at.
How horrible it is.
Yeah. Because at this point, it's kind of like, you elect the right officials to come in there and fix it, but then they come in there and they just like, all right, so let's just continue what we're doing. Because once they see the dollar signs, that's when they realize, well, maybe it's not as bad as everybody thinks it is.
But there are good doctors out there, guys.
There's great doctors out there. There are amazing doctors out there, and then there are really shitty doctors out there. I think Google reviews needs to be implemented more with these doctors, especially our parents' doctors, bro. You walk into these elderly doctors' offices, bro, there's like a bunch of just, older men and women just sitting there waiting for hours while the doctor's still driving into the office.
Remember Mel Quinion?
Melkonian.
Man, he was really well done. Melkonian, there's this other boss guy, Matt.
If my wife is... if you're still watching, who was mom's doctor?
So many.
My mom's doctor.
Old school ones.
I want to call this piece of shit out. To piece of shit.
By the way, two doctors I want you guys to go and listen to some of their interviews is Dr. Patrick Soon Xiong. It's Patrick.
Levick just said it.
SOON-SHION.
Levick just said it. He put it up. It's right there.
He did? Okay. And the other one you want to listen to is Dr. William Mackis, which both of these guys, trying to get on the show, but hopefully...
By the way, Armand Pagali mentioned something as well. This I agree with. Cold plunges and saunas.
Yeah,
helps with inflammation.
All of those things help.
The saunas, especially. I've read some amazing things about saunas, and now you're seeing these kind of portable saunas that they're building, where it's not even made of wood or anything. It's literally kind of like a cloth material that's waterproof. Where if you live in an apartment building or a condominium where you don't have access to a backyard, literally put this in your bedroom, in your bathroom, in your balcony, use the sauna, sweat all that crap out of your system. It's literally like a detox. Yeah. And then the cold plunge, again, helps with inflammation. And I agree with that.
The other thing also you guys want to look into for anybody that, unfortunately maybe have been diagnosed with cancer is B17, which is what's in the apricot seed. I've read a lot of different theories on this for probably the last 15, 20 years.
I've heard that's in the avocado seed as well, by the way.
The B17?
Yes, I've heard that's in the avocado seed as well.
That one, I don't know.
Yeah. Here it is. Dr. Balian, you piece of shit. Stop giving your patients appointments when you're not in the office. Show up and then set the appointments. This piece of crap doctor literally gave my mom an appointment and he's not even there. My mom sat in their waiting room for an hour and a half.
He's a primary care?
He's a primary care cardiologist. Piece of shit.
Hold on. Is he a tall guy?
I don't know what he looks like. Dr. Balian.
What's his first name?
What's his first name?
Vahe?
I don't know. He's a cardiologist.
If it's...
Here we go.
So
here we go. When lawsuit's coming through the door. Let's go, Joe. Get to action here.
It's if it's the same guy when I was a teenager and volunteering at
Harry Balian.
Oh, that guy.
Harry Balian.
Harut. I know.
Harry Balian. At least you could have said Harut. Harry Balian.
Okay, yeah, I know who he is. He's on.
He's on the shit list too.
No. But these guys are it's like a mill, bro. It's not a...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know.
Dude, you're dealing with elderly people, man.
Yeah.
You're dealing with elderly people.
You walk into their office on Broadway, it's like there's like 475 people sitting there waiting for specialists.
And he's not even there. He's not... My mom was there. She asked, she goes, is the doctor here? Yeah, he is. He's here. Well, he's on his way.
Only time they're there is when a pharmacy rep is providing lunch.
Donuts and shit.
Taco Tuesday. You guys want to do one more?
Sure.
Let's do one more. Before we call it
simple one.
What do we got? Simple one.
None of these are simple, by the way, right?
All right, let's see what this one is. Can you blow it up?
Yeah,
Joe,
blow it up.
Like I said, I'm blind, bro. Okay. Feeling financial pressure despite budgeting, cutting back, and always working. Then can't stay afloat because things keep popping up. Cost of living is out of control. Look, you are not alone. I please, anybody who's watching this who is dealing with this, please just put like a thumbs up or put a praying hands or put like put some sort of emoji, because you are not alone. A lot of people are dealing with this, where life right now has gotten so expensive, and I'm seeing this on a daily basis with a lot of my clientele where they're living off of credit cards. Well, unfortunately, we're asking a lot of clients to pay off credit cards in order for them to even qualify for loans.
I wonder, is Trump going to actually, or are they going to go through with the 10% cap on the credit cards tomorrow?
Look, I'm
tomorrow's the date, right?
Tomorrow's the deadline.
January 28th.
Yeah, tomorrow is when they're going to be announcing it. We hope this is implemented, because this is going to save a lot of people from financial hardship. You are not alone. There are many people just like you dealing with this. Things pop up all the time, whether it's birthdays, medical bills, or something comes up where you're just like, oh crap, oh my God, this slipped my mind. I normally pay this once a year, and all of a sudden I completely forgot about it. Now I got to pay it now. Even things that get inflated in price, like I don't know, insurance. All of a sudden, your insurance last year was $3,000 a year. Now it's $6,000 a year. Boom.
A year.
Again, I'm just per driver, Joe. Per driver.
Oh, you're talking about
per day,
not
Joe.
medical.
Huh? No. I'm not talking about medical. But like, yeah, things happen. Things happen, and you're not alone, man. We're all feeling it with you, and hopefully things change economically, financially for everybody, where we'll be able to, survive this. I mean, look, liberals are complaining at this point. They used to pump $100 into their gas tank. Now they're complaining that they could only pump in $60.
Well, it's like that Albaranci joke where, they're like, hey, aren't you concerned about the gas prices going up? He's like, oh, not at all. I just fill up $20 anyways.
Yeah, 20 bucks.
He doesn't realize instead of 8 gallons, he's now getting 2 gallons.
Yeah. No, but truly, I know what this person is feeling, and you're not alone, man. I see this daily.
I think one of the maybe simplest ways to cut down cost of living is to even those small lunches and whatever you think it's not costing a lot. $18 for lunch, $7 for a crappuccino.
$18. What the fuck are you having $18 lunches?
That's cheap or that's expensive?
That's cheap.
I'm being reasonable. I'm not saying we don't all go to Nobu for lunch like you do.
No. I just eat a $13 Big Mac combo from McDonald's. It's $13. No. It's $14 for a Big Mac combo.
By the way, are you following about the McDonald's thing? Do you think that's true?
Well, let's have our finish it before we...
Like, for example, very simple changes you can make. You want to buy meat, right? If you go buy, for example, wherever you buy it from a butcher shop or from a grocery, you're going to pay $15, $20, $25 a pound for that meat, right? If you go to a warehouse type of place, you buy the 30-pound big piece, you're going to pay $8, $9 for the same type of meat because now you have to bring it home and you have to cut it yourself. Like, if you make small changes like that, that could save you, $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 a month, because most other things it's hard to cut out. Like, you're not going to be like, hey kids, you're no longer going to go to chess, or I'm going to take you out of volleyball because we're trying to save.
Yeah, no. Don't cut the activities out.
Those things you can't really touch. But as far as just cutting down on the way you shop for your food, that's an easy way to buy in bulk, to save money, to freeze it, to, freeze it in, maybe smaller Ziploc bags, individuals, so you can just thaw one of them because you don't want to be thawing meat and then freezing it 15 times because you.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of clips you can go on YouTube and watch it. Just don't get caught up in the shorts, and then next thing you know, you're distracted. But
and then all of a sudden you're on Pornhub.
Yeah. But if you Google, like Levy mentioned, Dave Ramsey, he's really good at teaching people how to save money on finances.
Yeah, and all Dave Ramsey is the guru of saving money. He's not even a fan of credit cards. Let me put it to you that way. He hates credit cards. But the small things, I think the meal prepping is, as Armand mentioned, one of the greatest things you could do to save money. Cook at home. Hell, look, man, if you got kids, make it some sort of make a date out of it. Look, kids want pizza, go buy some dough, some sauce, cheese, pepperonis, and make the pizza at home. The kids get to experience it. You stay home, you cook, and then you save some money there as well.
Yeah. Chances are the quality of food is even going to be better.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's
the easiest, I think, category to save money is food, because we all consume it.
Absolutely.
That's the one thing you can't get away from is food, and we all consume it. And it's easy to be like, Oh, it's $6. Oh, it's $12. And then end of the month, you're like, shit, we spent $4,000 on coffee and, sandwiches. Like, what the hell?
And look, man, the quality of food that you're eating outside is not the same as when you start cooking it for yourself. The meats that you're talking about, right? Beef, chicken, pork. Stock up on all that. Put it in the freezer. Whatever you're going to be cooking that night or that evening, take it out. Make some salad. Throw some steaks or beef or whatever the heck you're going to be making. You eat that. That's better for your gut than going out and all of a sudden now you got bread in front of you and then they're going to ask you if you want dessert or a cocktail. And all of a sudden that meal becomes
$800.
$800 exactly.
10 gin martinis later.
Yeah. Remember that? How do we get home?
Because here's the problem. When the cocktail goes down smooth, know that there's going to be more coming. and here's some financial advice as well. Here's some great financial advice. Don't introduce your children to sushi because if they like it, you're screwed.
Oh, it's over.
But I found a way around that too.
What? Give them Spam?
No. Give them canned tuna. No. What I do now.
Canned tuna?
No, I'm kidding,
what are you talking about, bro?
Come on.
No. What I do now is we go to, for example, we always get grilled brands, from Fish King.
Mm-hmm.
You call them, you order it, and, they pick it from the fridge and they grill it for you. They have different seasoning options. But what I also do now is I get either hamachi or some sushi grade salmon, or my kids love the bluefin tuna. So I'll buy a pound. A pound is like, for example, $48, I think.
Which is a bargain for a pound.
Right? You go to a sushi place, if you order a pound of bluefin tuna, you're spending $300.
Bro, you ordered 2 nigiris, it's like $18. Exactly. We're talking about.
So just bring it home, get some ponzu or whatever soy sauce the kids like. I swear it costs you about 20% of what it would cost you at the restaurant.
Chicken, beef, pork. Chicken, beef, pork.
No, but you
literally
mentioned sushi. That's why I'm suggesting this. But I did that literally, when was it?
Don't introduce your kids to sushi.
I did that last Wednesday.
Just say it's bad for you. There's a lot of mercury.
They even noticed, like, if you were to try and trick them and take them to the all-you-can-eat ones,
Well, I don't suggest you take it to the all.
Listen, anything with
eating
spam. Anything with sushi and all you can eat, don't do it.
Stay away from.
Do your stomach a favor.
My worst experience ever was one time. I looked at this all you can eat. It had like 1,200 reviews, 4.8 stars. I'm like, okay, let's go try it.
It's all from India or China,
dude. I swear to you, when I went in, I saw the fridge. The fish were already sliced. I'm like, there's no way this is going to be good. Because fish, you're not supposed to slice it and put it in the fridge. You're supposed to, if you go to decent sushi, it's always a big piece in the fridge. They take it out, slice it. Because you slice it, put it back, it's not the same.
Well, they even cut off the first portion of it, just like whatever layer's there.
Yeah.
Then they'll actually serve you what's in the middle.
The middle ones, yeah. So anyways, we order a few different things. They bring it, we eat it. We don't really like it. And then I asked for the check. She's like, we're going to have to charge you for, what did they call it?
What, the leftovers?
Leftover fee. And I said, what's a leftover fee? They're like, well, you didn't finish it. I'm like, it's not edible. How do you want me to finish it? She's
you
like,
eat it.
I swear. She's like, well, that's the policy. I said, so you're forcing me to eat it or pay extra for not eating food that's not edible, huh? She goes, yeah, I'm sorry, sir. So I had to pay for leftover food.
Oh, God.
Imagine that. Like,
you can't even take it home? Oh, you know what? I want this as takeout. I'll take it home.
No, you have to eat it there. Eat it there or pay for it and
you should have just
there.
disgustedly just ate it in front of her.
No, bro, I wasn't going to eat
that. I'm not a fan of buffets at all.
I hate buffets.
No.
Because there's just so much going on and like it's just
cross-contamination. They've got pork loins touching redfin and snappers and then oysters here.
Bro, when we went to, where were we? Oh, we went to Disneyland. We were staying at the Marriott right by the hotel, and breakfast was included. with the stay. So we were there for 2 days. The morning we woke up, we went downstairs for breakfast. And I was like, oh man, like I'm not a fan of these breakfast buffets and stuff, but it is what it is. You know what? Let's just eat something and leave. And then as I'm walking to the buffet to get something to eat, one of the kids opens up where the scrambled eggs are and just goes, just coughs, and just like that. I'm like, she's like, oh wow. I saw that happen. God knows
what you haven't seen.
What I haven't seen. I walked back. I'm like, don't touch the eggs. Let's just give the kids some cereal or something. Let's just go, please.
Just give them something out of a box.
Yeah, it's better for them to eat that rather than little Johnny's snot rocket eggs Benedict over there. But yeah, that was horrible. But look, again, I'm saying going back to our followers' financial pressure and situation, food prep, meal prep. That's one of the best things you could do to save some money.
And if you're consuming a lot of meat, there's even some butcher shops. You can even find them online, but there's local ones too. You can actually buy half a cow from them where they'll cut it up into different cuts and then vacuum seal it. And those ones you'll pay anywhere from $7, $8 to $10 a pound. If you're consuming a lot of meat and you're like, oh, every time I gotta go buy it for 18, 19, 20 bucks. I mean, it's the little things that
Costco.
Well, I didn't want to mention names of that when I said warehouse. Like Costco, you can buy 30-pound chuck roast or whatever it's called, or a big ribeye.
Yeah.
And you slice it, and it's
exactly
like 30% of the price.
Absolutely. And then again, if anything, as far as
I guess Costco pays him, they don't pay me.
No, seriously.
Yeah, they pay me. Absolutely. I'm ready to retire practically, man. But anything as far as bills and all that stuff, look, as much as we love cranking the AC and turning on that heater, dial it down just a little bit. I know we like to be comfortable in our homes, but
car payments too. Those are huge these days, man.
Yeah. Subscriptions as well. Huge subscriptions.
Cancel, yes, Joe. Cancel subscriptions that you aren't using and just get rid of it. Or, you know what? It's going to sound crazy, but if you got friends, siblings, do some sort of like dual subscription with them where you guys kind of chop it up together.
Yep.
There's another way of saving money. Also, car insurances and anything like that. Shop around, man.
And
shop around.
There's websites where you can have somebody take over your car lease if you're stuck in a lease. Or, I mean, just if you post it on social media, there's a lot of people who are looking to get a car. Maybe they'll be like, okay, I'll just take over yours. Instead of paying, $3,000 down payment, I'll just take over your payments. And you could do all of this by contract. Most car manufacturers, banks have a transfer clause in there where you could transfer it to somebody else. They just have to qualify for the lease. So if you're stuck in a high price lease, there's ways to get out of it too without being upside down and losing money.
Yep.
Yeah. Anything else? Are we good?
I think
guys, we have a bunch more. We'll probably cover more of these on the next home team, but we do have some guests lined up come February. So you're going to see more and more of our guests showing up along with our home team episodes. So I think we'll call it a night for this one.
I thought I saw a question. What's with the pillow hug?
Just teddy bear today. Just teddy bear.
I'll tell you what it is, JJ. Last time you were turned on by me showing a little too much, so I decided to put a pillow there now.
Oh God. I'm not gonna say something because if I say it, it's gonna probably get us banned.
I mean, at this point.
Yeah. WiseNutsPodcast.com, guys. Yeah, seriously. WiseNutsPodcast.com, guys. Check out our merch. Buy some merch. It's under $30. Help out the Wise Nuts. Buy some stuff. Goes a long way. We got some more merch coming up soon. I think are we gonna release the Quality Leering Center?
So this coming week we're gonna be uploading a bunch of products, from sweaters to everything else. So
beautiful.
Yeah,
ooh,
it's gonna be completely new.
Yeah. You could have that nice lingerie to send over to your mistresses that you're
poking her on with on social
that you're swiping left and right with. Anyways, guys, today's episode will be up and running on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all major platforms mañana. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you guys all next week.